You want to roll it one more time? All right.
We played in jazz band in high school a lot. And after jazz private rehearsal one time, Nick was like, hey Mason, you like Rush? And I was like, yeah. He goes, you should come to my house and play Rush for like 8 hours. And that's how we started playing. We were trying to get gigs, and we were unsuccessfully getting gigs because, we didn't know what we were doing. And everybody was kind of flaky in the band at that time. So we just kind of kept up our chops and jammed together for a little bit. Then when I was a senior, I met Dorian in Coug Radio. And I knew we kind of shared interest for 60s music and experimental rock music. So we started jamming, and I brought him in with Nick.
I was in orchestra. I came from viola. I played classical music. And I really didn't want to pursue music. I actually wanted to, be in academia and do computer science stuff in academia. Music was not in the sphere at all. But then after I graduated high school, I was like, well, shoot, I'm kind of, there's something missing. There's something missing here. So I decided to go back into music and my visual arts and all that kind of stuff. So I just went head in.
I was in Oklahoma for college, and so I would come down over the breaks, and I would jam with Nick and Mason for a little bit, and then I'd go back.
Yes, that was a little bit actually.
People need some kind of creative outlet. I think for some folks that's what's missing in their life, is having some kind of creative outlet, and I think it lifts the human spirit in a very unique kind of way.
If I stop playing music for a little bit, I get very depressed.
Yeah.
I can't live without playing music. It's really hard, and it's not very fun at all.
This place all around has got me feeling ill. When my heart is heavy, take this little pill. I can't seem to see this.
Even if I wasn't in a band, I would still play by myself.
Right.
If it wasn't, even if no one was listening, right?
Yep.
I would just make music in my room.
Yeah.
And just do that.
That was sort of the mentality when we put the EP out. Even whenever we put it out, we're like, even if nobody listens to this, we were proud of it. We liked the music we did with it. We had fun playing and recording with each other, and
we do a lot of detailed work when we're in a studio like this.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a subtle sadness if you can't get the song to sound like you wanted it to. Because whenever I bring stuff to the band to play and to work on, it ends up not sounding anything like I originally thought, and that tends to be for the better. But
That's the process.
When we're stuck in a rut, when a tune just isn't working, and it's like, well, we need to put something here, but we don't know what goes there. Usually I'll just get on the piano and be like, okay, we're in this key, play around with these chords. Theoretically, just stick a 4-chord in there, this, tonicize this or whatever, so.
And Anthony's really good at that, how to get from this chord to this chord.
You throw a bunch of 7th chords in a tune and you have a saxophone in your band and people look at you and they're like, jazz. But we don't play jazz, I
don't think this band subscribes to a certain genre. Putting yourself in a genre also puts you in a box, right? Because especially with how accessible music is now, if you say hey, we're gonna make jazz, or we're gonna make rock, you have a sound, you have a template for it. Everyone's got a template for what a genre sounds like, and they go from there. And I don't think this band really does that. I don't think we've had many discussions about genre that much.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, here's a song.
Right, and it's tough when people ask. It's like, what kind of music do you play? It's like, well, it's hard to explain the genre because every tune we make is different. You listen to the EP, every tune on the EP could be a different genre, and I think the new album definitely has a cohesive aesthetic to it, but it's got a similar thing where like the tunes don't necessarily all lay up in one genre.
Yeah.
So I think we have a discernible style, you know.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's not a certain genre.
I think it's fine though.
I think you should play into the next chord.
We definitely improved as songwriters.
Okay.
Definitely improved the song, improved our procedure for rehearsal as well.
Yeah.
Because we went into that EP basically writing it while we were recording it. We had really barely played those live.
Mm-hmm.
And we just started recording. It was like, we have these songs, let's record them, let's get them down. We're a lot more structured in the way we've been rehearsing all the music that we're recording.
So one thing that we talked about was we should sit with these songs for a few months and build them up that way.
That's one of my favorite parts about the way we make music is you bring the tune into the room, and then once it's actually a song, once it's become realized, it's completely different from what you thought it was going to be, but it's way better than you could have made it in your head.
I'm going to experiment with a harmony as well. It'll be really easy to cut out if we don't like it. Rock and roll.
That's freaking rock and roll right there, man.
We all write our own parts, and we usually add really cool lines that we otherwise wouldn't have expected to hear in the song. I think there's a trust in each other as well to be able to bring our songs forward. It's because whenever you write a song, it's like your baby. It's like something you've made, and you want to kind of cradle it and be like, oh, I want this to be the best that it can be. So you bring it forward to the band that you trust, and they help out with it a lot, and it becomes something really incredible that you didn't even expect it to grow into.
We have grown into having a much more concrete idea of what Juvenoia sounds like Nick was saying, because of what we each bring to the table. So.
As far as releasing the album right now, I think that's the biggest thing on my mind is we're gonna have access to this music that's completed finally. I'm very excited to get it out because I'm stoked about all the music on it. Really good stuff we're very proud of.
So this is one of the rare instances where I feel like a work is complete. So from that, I do derive some joy. I almost feel like the band kind of reset a little bit. I don't know what it is, but
No, I see.
I feel like the band. I feel like this is like the real debut for me.
I'm mostly just excited about what's gonna happen after the album is released, right?
Yeah,
And
that's-
just being able to move forward and make even more music and keep going with the process. That's what the album doesn't feel like the end of something. It feels like the first step, like a beginning kind of a thing.